That's a year, more than a year.
All right. Call the Village of Lake Park March 10th, 2026 meeting to order. Councilman Richards will offer the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here this evening in service to our community. We are grateful for the many blessings you have given to this village, and we ask that you grant us wisdom, patience, and discernment as we consider the matters before us tonight. We lift up our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, EMTs, and all those who serve in times of emergency. Protect them as they protect us and strengthen them in their service to our community. We also pray for our state and national leaders. Grant them wisdom and humility as they carry out their responsibilities and guide them to lead with justice and care for the people they serve. Lord, we ask your protection over the men and women of our military who serve both here and abroad, especially those deployed in the Middle East amid the current tensions involving Iran. Keep them safe from harm, grant them courage and wisdom in their duties, and comfort their families who faithfully support them from home. May your wisdom guide our conversations, your peace shape our decisions, your grace remind us that we are here to serve the people of this community. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No public comment. I don't have anything from the public. In the packet recent out with February 10th, 2026 meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve.
Jim made a motion. Mark seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of consent agenda. There's 2 items on the consent agenda. Does anybody want anything pulled from the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Mark made a motion, Bruce second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The latest agenda is before you. There's 2 items that I added this afternoon after Eagle Engineering came out. 10B was added request approval to clear the Christopher Channel. And on the back page, under B, streets and sidewalks, Lake Park Road core sample to check for some issues. So those are the only 2 changes that I made late this evening. Is there any other changes, additions, or deletions requested? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as set?
I'll make motion.
Okay, I made a motion, Bruce second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Public safety. That should say February stats. It says January. Deputy Head.
Yeah, we got 4 alarms last month. 474 total calls for the month, 16 traffic stops. And I see the fight, I don't remember exactly what that was, but there's nothing to any of these calls that from what I remember. The burglary to the vehicle, I think, is the one I took on Alden. Yeah, nothing else that stands out.
There's no fines this month from the village and 2 warnings. I know Ryan's been working a lot of traffic. There's been a few complaints Mark has sent in from people about parked cars and whatnot. So he's tried to go check those.
I haven't seen that yet.
So
Yeah.
anything, anybody got any questions, comments? Last Friday, I was coming through at lunch and May was in here riding. Had steady blues on so people could see him. So good to be seen. Thanks, sir.
Okay.
Thanks.
Take care, Ryan.
Music coming?
Henry Bridge Fire Department stats, 237 fire and EMS responses last month. Yeah. February financials under the finance audit.
Okay, the finance reports for February are here. We've collected pretty much All of our taxes are being collected by Union County and remitted to us. This month we'll be getting in some of our quarterly sales taxes, telecom, electric, video, all those. So our total revenues year to date are $1,438,571. Our expenditures, Sarah's going to a class, so that's the $115 under training and planning and zoning. Spent some in the office. Tax collection. Seasonal decorations is slightly over budget. That was got a consent agenda. Yeah, okay, so we're good there. And I did look at all the sales tax for all the accounts, and most of them weren't a huge impact. I guess the second biggest one was maybe park maintenance. Or else you didn't feel like we needed to do an adjustment on that, yeah, but we could still do that.
Yeah, I think there was some charge a month or two ago we put there, I don't remember what it was, repairing something we didn't plan on, and I said that night, there may be a chance that we'll have to
Right. Mhm.
to amend that line item at the end.
Mhm. And we paid our landscaping for the month and park maintenance and pond maintenance contract and waste collection, so our total expenses are $1,257,472, which leaves us with a net, we're in the black, $181,099. $181,099. The audit has been submitted, it was submitted around February 18th, but the state treasurer's office has to approve it before she can give you the copies, so we don't have the copies yet.
I noticed there was several bills that I signed over the weekend, like 2 months or 3 months worth of pond maintenance. I mean, not pond, but fountain maintenance and something else from CPM.
Yes, I thought they were coming, I thought they had been hacked. And because the bills changed how they were coming, and I had reached out to them a couple times and I didn't hear back, so I wasn't opening anything. And, so, yes, that's
Yeah,
why.
that was good. All right. Any questions for Sheriff? Anything else, Sheriff?
That's all.
Thank you. Stormwater, Sheriff.
So, as we get ready for budget, we're working to identify what are the next projects that need to be repaired. In talking with Matt and in looking at the list that had already been identified from last year, the next sections, there's 9 sections of pipe that really need to be cleaned for us to know what we're getting into. So we need to do that first. And the cost for the vacuum machine and Eagle to be cameraing that after the vacuum to see exactly what damage is there, we would be looking at $28,750. And then after imaging the cleaned out pipes, we can prioritize the repairs and then have the repairs quoted. At this point, if we don't do the clean out, we have no idea what we're going to get into on a project until we open it up. So, and then the question comes back, I would recommend that we go ahead and do the clean out if we can this budget year, so that we could have the projects quoted to be able to budget for next year. That would be the pleasure of council. The other way you could approach it would be to wait and clean out in July, knowing that we have funds, and then try to work it, but it's gonna be a lot harder to plan if we can't budget for it.
Is that 28,000 you said, would that fall under engineering?
Yes,
Okay, because we do have 25,000 in engineering.
okay.
We know what happens when we put things off
Mhm.
and get behind the eight ball, it just gets more and more expensive, get more and more problems. So I think it's be very smart to do that so that we set and make smart decisions in the budget. So do we want to move $5,000 from the general fund to engineering?
Yes, now let me ask one question. So it's gonna come as one bill from the engineering company, but, so you're okay with that, because the clean out truck is actually vacuuming, so it would technically fall under repair. But they're not splitting it, it's all gonna be one.
Okay,
It's a
just
service.
put it under engineering then?
Okay. I just
Yeah,
wanna make sure.
5,000.
So I'll make the motion to move $5,000 from fund balance to stormwater engineering.
I'll second.
Joe made a motion, Bruce second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, now I make the motion to spend $28,750 with Eagle Engineering to jet 5 stormwaters.
It's actually nine, I think.
It's nine
Yeah,
sections.
Oh, okay, 5, okay, I'm sorry. To jet 9 locations.
I'll second.
Joe made a motion, Bruce second that one. I'm probably confused with that. I thought it was 4 or 5, 9, that's even better. Joe made a motion, Bruce second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Had a call, and also Bruce had brought it to my attention. I also had a call. We had, so we had some debris that had washed down into the outlet structure at the corner of Queens and Creft, leaves and that kind of thing from the Christopher Channel. And it is blocking one of the outlet pipes. We also have some children with extra time on their hands that have decided to remove riprap and put it into the concrete channel and make some check dams so they could create some little swimming holes, apparently. And they also created some swimming holes in the huge area that's riprap at the end of the Christopher Channel going into Veterans Park. So talked with Lucas, and they have provided us a price to clean out the outlet structures and to they shot some balls to determine, how they would need to rearrange these kids were busy. How to rearrange the riprap so that we get positive fall again, so the water will drain. And we're looking at $1,040 to do that repair. I have money under stormwater maintenance and repair, or I can put it under vandalism, whichever is your preference. But we need to address this before at some point, we'd like to hope we're gonna get some rain. But we do need to get this addressed. So I need a motion, please.
I'll make the motion to spend $1,040 from, you said it was stormwater repair?
Yes,
From
sir.
stormwater repair to repair the pipes, or the leaves in the pipes and the riprap vandalism on Christopher Channel.
I'll second.
Joe made a motion, Bruce second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion
Thank
carries.
Just on one other topic, while we're right here with this, will you please make a note to ask parents to not allow their children to play in these stormwater channels? Not only does it cost money, the village having to pay to address it, the vandalism of it, but also if there's going to be a snake or there's going to be the chances of an accident in that gravel is significant. And they certainly, someone throw a rock at you? But they certainly do not need to be playing in those outlet structures.
Maybe we get some signs up, say warning rattlesnakes, that'll keep them quiet.
No, then they'll try to hunt them.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, sir.
thank you.
I also want to say with the amount of leaves that's in that channel down by the outlet, to me, I kind of get the feeling residents are starting to deposit the leaves into the channel. So maybe we make a note of that too, that we put that out there. There's just too many dang leaves to be from just the trees right around the channel.
I made a note to watch next year, leave time, to make sure Lucas isn't blowing them in there.
Blowing them
I mean,
in there,
I hope they're not, but
Well,
it's a thought, an opportunity there for sure.
makes their job easier.
Yeah.
But anyway, and Lucas did say they were putting that on their routine maintenance to just make sure that there were no rocks in the concrete swell. Because, I mean,
There was,
these kids had a lot of fun.
oh,
All right. We will, I guess, officially approve pool rates at, we're gonna do it tonight. Okay, I thought that was, but, so you've got before you the pool rates that Park and Recreation is recommending for the upcoming pool season. We had a lot of discussion about the rates. Went through Cheryl's pool report to look at where we stood. If you remember, we received it last month and it was basically $11,000 in the negative. So you look at it as the taxpayers funded $11,000 of it, which is, if you averaged it out from the time that report starts, that's probably close to what an average is. There are years that it's been 20,000 and years that it's made $1,500. We had raised rates for at least the past 4 years, maybe 5. So the recommendation of Park and Rec is to leave the rates this year just as they were last year. Our walk-up was a little less than we budgeted, and our pool memberships will probably end up right at the budget point. So we just felt like for 1 year, leave it alone, let's kind of see what we do, because we feel like comes a point in time where you price yourself out of people coming. So anyway, that would be the recommendation of Park and Rec would be to leave basically the entire season, just like it was last year, including the hours of operation and the rates. Happy to answer any questions anybody's got.
Well, do we think that the gate pass were down because we went up in price, or because the revenue went down because of the fact that like after 5?
I mean, the after 5 could have been a piece of it. We really didn't go into that at the meeting, but I don't know how many after 5s were sold, any idea?
No, that wasn't, but I will also say, remember, we knew going in last year that we didn't have any camps.
We had cancer.
So I know the camps impacted because they were paying full walk-up price.
And we budgeted also with the camps the previous year.
Yes, sir.
Are we having camps this year?
Yes.
With,
Done, period.
Not that no one has
Yeah,
approached
they could,
us, so.
So probably with individuals, we probably actually went up on the amount. You said it went down slightly. The camps were quite a few people.
Right.
Yeah, so.
So we actually,
we
yeah,
Probably did, okay.
and then also this was the first year of the pool access pass only for the swim team. So we would recommend continuing that for 1 more year, so we get a good cross section of what that's really going to do. But it was interesting the way the numbers came out. With those pool access pass, it doesn't look like it hurt us from the membership standpoint.
we did not lose, there was not a family that went to a pool access fee that had been a member the year before.
So if I went the other way.
Yeah.
So would there be a motion to approve the proposed 2026 pool membership?
I'll make that motion.
Mark made a motion,
Second.
Wayne second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Update on the clock tower fountain issue. Well, no, I missed the request. The swim team also is requested to have a car wash in the parking lot. They did that last year to raise some funds. They're working with Cherie on the date. Park and Rec didn't get to talk about this because we didn't know about it till after the meeting, so I said we would bring it forth tonight. Just, you're right, it'd be the same thing we did last year.
It's April the 11th.
Yeah,
You and I went.
yeah, sure. Would very motion to approve that.
Motion to approve.
Jim made a motion, Mark seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Since you're still on, sorry to interrupt,
Okay.
since you're still on the pool and the swim team, that's why I'm here tonight. I'm the vice president of the swim board. And I'm just here, I think you've probably seen Sarah Safirski more than myself, or maybe Laura. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. My name is Erin Diebert, and Shirley knows me. And just here to say thank you all, and I guess I walked in at the perfect moment. So thank you again for voting yay on the pool pass. The team only pool pass was huge for us last year. It increased our numbers from, I'm just off the top of my head, I think maybe 80 to like 120. So that gives you a much higher level for competition, brought in new swimmers that wouldn't have wanted to pay for the whole Lake Park membership fee. So that was huge for us. So we brought you some chocolates and just to say thank you. And so that was a yay on that, right?
That's
Yes.
right.
Awesome.
And all-
When do we go those chocolates yet? We're-
I just want to make sure that was a yay, right?
We kept the rates the same too, but you go get some pizzas for us. So yeah, you pass that along too, that all the rates should stay the same for this year.
Okay. Awesome. All right, well, I'll pass this to Cheryl, and that's all we're here for.
Thank you.
very
All
much.
right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Take care, enjoy your night.
You too.
Update on the clock tower fountain issue. When we had the freezing weather, I think it happened during the first ice storm. We had some pipes freeze on the fountain on that end of the clock tower. Actually, came to find out after they did literally some digging, that the pipes that were installed for that they're not Schedule 40 or Schedule 80 PVC. They're a thinner PVC that's generally used only for irrigation. And typically, they would have been all right with the grounds protection. However, I guess they just had got to that point that some things happened and some parts broke. The good news is they thought we had a broke pipe somewhere in the ground besides what had happened around the motor itself. But we didn't. They tested it and all that seems to be good. It did cause some issue with the pump, froze, broke and kept running. It burned the pump up, whatever happened to burn the pump up to. So we're looking to approve $1,500. This is another item, again, talking about park maintenance that we didn't budget for it. So again, it may, in subsequent months, we may have to do a budget amendment for park maintenance. We pay for the clock tower fountain maintenance out of park maintenance, so I just figured that would be probably the best place to put it. So we look for a motion to approve $1,500 to CPM to repair that fountain.
Make that motion to approve the $1,500.
Bruce
I'll
made a
second it.
motion, Jim second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Just a real quick note, the landscape bid process has started. We have sent out RFPs to 9 companies. We will have a mandatory pre-bid meeting in a few weeks and then open bids about a week or two after that, and see where that lands. No idea, but we're working through that process. Happy to answer any questions. Update on the Christmas tree over on Meeting Street. I think we talked about this, if not as a group, I know we've talked individually. When that tree was planted, it was not planted in the center of the island. And we requested them to come back and replant it in the center of the island. So they did, and when they did, they broke a pretty decent sized branch on the back side of that tree. Will Ortiz, arborist and Surgeon Park and Rec, went over and put a splint on it with some tree bandages, literally, and he said it would take a year. before we would know if it was gonna take or not, and he went down and looked at it about 2 weeks ago and said, he took the splint off, nothing's better, and there's some other issues with the tree. Can't say that they caused it or not, it doesn't matter. Tree's gotta come out and be replaced. We had put Lucas on notice, we paid $1,000 for the tree, and I don't remember what we paid Lucas to plant it for us. We put them on notice the day that it happened, that this had happened, and they came out and looked at it. And so I've talked to them in the past 2 weeks, they'll take full responsibility, they're gonna pay for the tree. Cheryl, a question for you. One of the things Nathan proposed, and I told him okay, but I guess we talked to you about this, was once we find a tree and get a replacement, which we're having a little trouble with right now, they would just reduce our landscape contract for the next month by that amount to make up for it. Does it matter to you how they make up for that tree price?
They are gonna charge you less on the contract for the month?
So we bought that tree. They don't have a supplier or a vendor that has that size tree. They didn't help us last time. We found it, they planted it for us. So he said, if we get a tree, get it over here, they'll come plant it, and then whatever cost we've got in it from the tree and the delivery, that they would reduce our next month. I mean, they may just write a check too. He just asked if they could just reduce the next month's contract fee by $1,000 or whatever it is.
It might be better for them to write a check, just because what if they plant it and something goes wrong again?
5 years from now, when you start looking at the past contracts, you say, wait, why was it less that month? You know, none of us will be around here or what,
It's
so
a big minutes.
I think it would be, make a whole lot more sense to have it, so.
I don't think he cares. That's just what he said.
That always sounds like the easiest way, but I think I'd rather have the paper trail with it.
Cost you more.
To have the paper trail so we know what's what and everything's separate.
But is he gonna pay, is Lucas gonna pay for the planting of it, or no?
Yeah, they planted it themselves, yeah. They never redo it.
We're
So
spending
what is
putting
this
this
amount
in.
for?
The tree, we've got to buy the tree.
We have to buy the tree?
Yeah.
Oh.
We bought the last tree, and so we would buy this tree.
Yeah.
That's where our money would be, the tree and delivery.
Yeah, it'd be better, I think.
They're struggling to find that tree is 20 foot tall. Lanes Creek does not have any more 20 foot tall, that might be 21, they don't have anything. The largest they had was 13 feet. So Kiker's gonna be in the village, and he may have even already been here, he might have been here yesterday. Sheree thought she had heard him over here with some pine trees he got damaged to. I didn't wanna just cut that tree down without, I would prefer we find a tree and have it ready to take that one out, put it in pretty quick, because if that tree comes out, people are gonna be asking questions, it's gonna be Facebook posts, and what did they do?
Why did they go to the last one?
But if Kiker is gonna do it for cheaper, we'd pay them to take it out. If it's cheaper while he's over here working, it saves us $500, then I'd say take it out, and we just deal with the fallout and any kind of Facebook.
Wouldn't you think Lucas would take it out?
I don't know, I want to cut it, I don't know that they can handle it. I'm just gonna cut it off, and then I want to extract it
Track that, so
and not tear up all the electrical,
I would appreciate that, too.
pull out and have to leave a hole there.
Now, who's paying for the tree? They are, since their damage caused the death of the tree?
They'll reimburse us for it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's where we stand. Sheree suggested that we send an e-blast about it before the tree goes out, if that's what we do, so that try to let her get ahead of it with PR, e-blast, Facebook, whatever else, of here's what they're doing and why. But I need a little bit of time to try to find a tree. Like a few days, what I'm hoping to have something. Will sent me some messages today.
I was.
Okay.
What time of year did we plant that tree?
We planted it late April, so we got a little bit of time. Yeah. I thought we planted it in March, but we wouldn't look, it was planted late April, so. Will text me today, is what he did, it wasn't an email, that's why, so he texted me that he thought he had found a couple trees that were maybe okay, like 15 feet tall. I hate to replace it with 10-foot tall trees, taking out a 20, you know,
Yeah.
I don't wanna do that, I wanna spend more time to try to find something 15, you know, probably okay.
There's gotta be facilities out there that have trees that tall in there. You see it all the time, you know. I was a big, no disrespect to anybody's home, when these huge houses are put up, they find these huge trees, planted, so there's gotta be some nurseries out there that carry these.
Right.
I just have an idea by myself.
Just want to let you guys in the know for the community uproar, if they do, that's kind of what's happening. We'll check with Cheryl on the payment, so we'll stay on top of that. Our next meeting is March 23rd. We'll start talking about budget discussions and whatnot. Welcome to attend if you'd like. Planning board, Sheree?
Planning board met last month and approved our minutes from November. But planning board will not be meeting in March. There's no reason to have a meeting for the sake of saying we had one. The next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026.
Public services waste collection, Sheree?
It's very important that people put their trash out by 6:30 in the morning. Had an incident this week or last week. People said, you know, it's been twice now that my trash has not been picked up. And, well, you know what? If you decide not to put it out till 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning and trash truck's already been by, we're being gracious to come back by and pick it up, but we don't do a habit. So we really need to make sure that people have their trash out 6:30 in the morning on collection day. And we do not take construction debris. Apparently yesterday, I don't know.
What was the last thing you said?
Construction debris,
Oh.
we do not.
I think you could put a sign on every street corner and they'd still put it out.
You'll be surprised some of the things
Yeah.
you see.
It would also probably be helpful, people are working in their yards. Yard debris, in the newsletter, we need to send them to the website for the specifications of yard debris and the fact they only pick up 15 bags of leaves in paper bags.
And if
They
you want-
they can have an actual open container
Yes,
that's less than 30 gallons. Nobody's gonna have 15 of those, but yeah.
Right.
If people want to know where to get paper bags, I was in Lowe's the other day and they had a stack as tall as that wall behind
Yeah.
Sherry there, right out front. And they're not expensive. I don't know the price, but
They're pretty cheap. You can get one there.
Streets and sidewalks, Bruce?
nothing wild and crazy going on right now, you know. I have not had too many issues come up from residents regarding that. Streets been looking at some to see if we're gonna have to replace or not. You know, they're starting, some of them really starting to crack. Fissures are starting to open up more so than they were last year. That's kind of in the middle of what are we gonna do? That'll be in next year's budget for sure. Sherry and I, a little later this month, we're gonna get out and start looking at the potholes that have opened up thanks to the winter we had. And then from there, I'll make a list and cord them off with orange paint, get hold of Kevin, get some estimates, see where we go with that. We were talking, Sherry and I, and saying, let's just wait until the weather's finally stable, and it seems that it will be within the next, like we set up a date for the 24th. Yeah, we're gonna go out and do some roaming around on the streets. The one I own, the one I get concerned about, and I talked with Sherry about, is this one right before the town center here,
Yeah.
where the crosswalk is. Now, I know David and I did that at least 3 times, if not 4.
Yeah, I agree.
And then this last time around, last year, I had Kevin do the whole routine, did it very nicely, and now, like maybe 4 feet behind it, it's opening up again. So I don't know if we have a bigger issue going on there or not, or maybe it's just what happens sometimes is pavement gets older. Just seems odd that it's almost in the same spot.
Right.
You know, but not too much for sidewalks, you know, so far.
I don't know if you saw, this was late, Matt emailed over $2,500 the core sample up here.
Yeah.
Not to exceed 2,500, so I threw that on there, you want to get that approved?
It would be a good idea, you know, we've got another wonderful fissure opening up right by the central church. It almost looks like it's gonna just open up and gonna have a nightmare on our hands. Either that or another place kids can put riprap in, I don't know. But I would like to see us get approved for repair and, or countering, so to speak. That Matt would do Eagle Engineering for 2,500.
Motion?
So that'd be
That's what that was it. I didn't say
Motion, okay, I'll second his motion.
I'm never been good at putting motions.
That's.
I'll second your motion.
I appreciate it.
Calvin.
You want that out of Powell bill, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Bruce made a motion, Joe seconded it. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carried. Lighting and electrical, Joe?
Well, lighting, we've got some issues lighting going on. Cherie had a meeting today. I wasn't able to come, but she had a meeting today with Brad Hayes, and we're gonna all have to sit together, Jeremy, me, and Cherie, about this. You know, these lights that we have out here, these decorative lights, we buy them, we pay for them every month, but apparently we can't do everything we want to do with them. So we're gonna have to have a little talk about what we're doing with that, and what we're gonna have to move on from there. It's, I don't have a whole lot of information on it, but it's gonna be something that we're gonna have to deal with. I assume also, sure, we're gonna be talking about some of the repairs that we need to make with some of the lights,
Yes,
with
sir.
the basis
Yes, sir.
that we have on that. So we'll have more information on that. I also got a lighting issue. I just noticed the other night when I was coming through a lot of the lights at the clock tower have all of a sudden gone out. And I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it. Did they have to dig any for?
I don't think they ended
Did
up
they have
having
to dig
to
any?
dig.
Okay.
They did some hand digging, but not much.
Okay, so it might just be the lights going, a lot of them have gone out just all of a sudden. I haven't noticed it before, and we have several of them out, so hopefully it's just bulbs. I was only thinking of that when we were talking about it, so I didn't know. Wondering more about that. Ordinance Review Committee met last month. We went over what our next plan of action is. We talked a little bit about going, adding some tethering rules into our animal control ordinance. We've got several things on that we're going to be discussing again next Monday. And we also looked at putting some information together for council about the possibility of adding a solicitor's ordinance. So we found several different towns that in North Carolina that have it. We're just looking through it right now. No promises on anything, just we're looking at what the feasibility of it is. We'll be meeting on that again next Monday, the 16th. Technology, electronic payment systems, we're working on that right now. We had a little snafu on ordering the handheld unit that we were going to be using for that. But I believe that is actually, that problem's taken care of, and
Should be.
the order's placed, so we should have that. Everything should be set for us to be able to do business when the pool opens, so we're moving along good on that. The technology, I've said before I was going to, but haven't gotten around to it. Poor Wayne still didn't have a voicemail. I'll get you that here real soon. If anybody has any ideas of what anything that we can put into the system to direct callers to make Cherie's job a little bit easier, let me know. I'll figure out a way to do a menu on it. We did that with the trash, and if you could put that into the newsletter, I know newsletter time, but if you put it in there, again, remind people for trash, call that. That way we don't have to call Cherie. It's not perfect what she's doing.
Yeah, I actually directed one to.
Yeah, it's. If we do that, that would help. That's about it on technology, man.
Thank you, Joe. Special project updates, Jim, update the policy of the personnel and policy committee.
So we are going through our policies. We've been meeting monthly instead of every other month, just to keep things moving. Cherie has reached out to school government and legal municipalities, seeing, is there something that we have to have policies like that? But we're running into nothing so far. So not saying any, we're doing anything wrong or anything. We're just checking all our avenues and making sure we're just plugging along for instead of things. We haven't accepted any redraft of any policy or procedure yet. We're still working through things. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Three updates to the landing.
Yes, sir. So most of the mass grading is complete. So as you've noticed, the site's really beginning to take shape. The underground utility work is going to be starting on Wednesday with the sewer easement that's across the street when it's like Unionville Indian Trail Road. And that will be cleared first. The homeowners, there's 3 homeowners in Indian Trail that's impacted with where they will connect that sewer. And so they will be replacing dilapidated fence that's facing the street for 2 of the 3 homeowners. The 3rd property owner has not given them permission to replace their fence, so.
So they're coming in there anyway, but.
Well,
they haven't given
yeah,
us-
they're in the easement, but this, and they offered to replace so that all 3 fences would be uniform. And the 3rd homeowner is just,
Rather pay for it themselves or?
they want the fence they have. So I don't know what will happen there. And then once the off-site sewer work is complete, they'll shift to installing it on-site on our side. And storm and sanitary sewer will go in first, and that'll take several months. And after that, they'll start prepping the site for curb and roads that should go in this summer. So they're moving in the right direction.
All right. Update on the conceptual plan in the business district.
We are, the initial plan that they sent, an overall concept we sent between Vaughn, which is Benchmark, Eagle Engineering, and myself, we sent them some recommendations back on their vested development, and we've not heard anything else, so we shall see.
And update on the water main break on Lake Fork Road.
Oh, well, we had good news on that today. Union County came back over and removed some additional sediment out of the outlet structure right at Connie's Pond, right at the street. So Foster Lake and Pond was out, and we, based on what they're seeing, that they finally have enough sediment removed that the structure should operate as intended. So that's a step in the right direction. And I'm sure you've noticed the designer piece of pink tape to the gargoyle to the cone over there. That's where initially Union County was supposed to put flowable fill in there. And before as part of their repair and everything, and that did not happen. And so they are in the process of, the bid has been approved, but they've not signed the deal yet with Drive Pro to fill in because they had a couple, because Drive Pro is national, they were wanting some tweaks to the insurance form. So Andrew's working on that and will keep me posted as to when the repair will happen. But he met with Union County. I want to say it was either the very beginning of last week or the end of the week before. But Jeremy had pointed him in that direction, and they presented to Union County Water on that. And they've decided to move forward with that. But that's why that tape is there. And they're very aware that I'm very concerned about that safety, because if you stop and look at that, that's a 4-foot cone.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing this much of the cone. I don't know how much flowable fill will go in there. Not being the client, I don't know what they're paying for it. Once the contract's signed, under public information, I can find out, but I have to wait.
The county was a little slow responding, but a little odd to respond, I would say, throughout the whole event. But when they came out and saw this, they've been more than gracious in their replies and making sure that everything's gonna happen right. So we feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, they're getting it.
Finally.
All right, thank you, Sheree. Communications, Wayne, this report.
The only thing I know of is
On,
Saturday, the 21st, the HOA is having their annual kite festival from 10 to 2. Per usual, I'll be tying kites.
all right. We appreciate you.
That's March the 21st.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dwayne. Newsletter information for Mark.
In addition to all the different comments you guys threw at me, that's all included. The only things I had down here, not the only things, there's quite a few, but actually the change in how how people receive the villager, I thought I'd put another little quickie in there on that. They have the spring yard sales, the HOA shredding event with the HOA in April 11th, April 18th. Girls on the Run is on April 25th, and then Food Truck Friday starts on May 1st. Something about the swim team registration, something about pool memberships, and if there's any room, which there probably won't be, the results of the kite festival and the plant sale for March.
I'll tell you
Oh,
one
and
thing.
another thing is, sorry.
Go
The churches. One church wants two things, one church wants one thing. So I'm gonna probably have to make them rather small. I mean, it's not.
And
gonna
that's
be any
fine.
elaborate. Yeah, okay.
That's fine. We just said we would include it. We didn't say
Yeah, okay.
Well, maybe this would actually even help you with it. I've noticed something that's been my pet peeve for a long time. That now when since I guess we're doing it just electronic, it's just posted straight off there, the hot links work. The hot links on the PDF that's sent, on the email, when you get the,
yeah.
when you go to the link for the webpage, or for the, excuse me, for the newsletter now.
Yeah, you brought that up.
The blue links actually work now.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
that might even help
oh,
you to consolidate some of it. Click here for the, for Faith United, click there for that, just use their links. Maybe you can start using some more outside links on stuff like that.
Wonder why they started working.
I think because they're using the whole file right now instead of, I believe they were scanning it, putting it as a PDF instead of putting a live PDF on.
Yes, we were scanning.
Yeah. So now that you're posting the actual PDF of it, that I guess Mark's sending you the PDF.
Yeah, I sent you the PDF.
And you just use the PDF instead of printing it out. The hot links work on it.
Yeah, it used to be in Word and then I just.
Right.
Yeah. So then I had to scan it to put it, okay, gotcha.
So it works good. So it's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time. It's great that it works. It should help you out.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, thanks.
It's been amazing how many people have called me since the newsletter went out saying that,
Get me on
oh, I
the
need to get on the list.
list. Great to do, huh?
Or have been by and asked me for a copy, which is fine. They can come by and get a
Yeah,
copy.
yeah.
All right. Council comments, Bruce?
Nothing really, I mean, everything's been mellow so far, and it's probably gonna ramp up as the weather warms up, so we'll just take it 1 month at a time.
Pretty much, hope to see everybody out at the Kite Festival. Wayne was just mentioning it. Might have a good DJ out there. I'm not sure, but hope everybody
Not the
enjoys.
same as that last year.
Yeah, same guy last year.
Wayne?
Well, since we won't meet again until afterwards, I want to wish everybody a nice Easter. And, all that.
Not much, just thank you, everybody, for all your work, and it's nice to be back to normal meetings, and it's great.
And I'm just gonna say, don't go too hot on St. Patrick's Day.
All right. Ken?
I'm gonna wish you a very forward, everyone looks forward to President's Day. Mondays, be great.
Drew?
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's probably that, that's why I
You
wanted to.
messed with my brain. Yeah. Just, if you guys need something, send me an email and, or give me a call. You all have my cell phone number, so, to not know something is, we were able to address even though today's Tuesday, at least by finding out about an issue, a stormwater issue that we've got over across from Veterans Pond. At least we were able to get Eagle Engineering on it between yesterday and today, so that we're working to address these things as they come up. That was on Saturday, so You know, even though technically I'm not here, sending me an email helps because I turned around and forwarded it to Matt so that we could be a priority come Monday. He knew it was coming, that we needed some help. And we did not mention that. And honestly, I don't have a price for you yet, but over across from Veterans Pond in someone's yard, I've got, and it lines up directly with the storm drain. The pipe appears to be fine. We looked through all the images today, but there are like 3 or 4, well, there's 3 holes, sinkholes. 2 of them are very small, and then there's one that's not small at all. So we're working to get, and based on Matt's observations and looking at the pipes and all, it should be a Drive Pro repair. I just don't know how much it's gonna be at this point, so we'll be getting some pricing for that. I guess we'll approve that at the April meeting, which is a long time to go with that hole. We may,
Do you have any idea? I mean, we could approve a not to exceed if you wanted
I
to
just-
tonight. It is 3 holes in a resident's yard who stepped in one of them while he was mowing
and
Saturday.
they're 2 feet down.
I don't think we should wait till later. There's gotta be a way that we can kind of put a guesstimate out there, projection of what it's gonna run us. And
I'm thinking a few $1,000s, prove 10,000 to be safe,
Yeah.
but
I'm supposed to be 10,000.
Maybe, I just honestly, I don't
we don't
know.
know.
Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's make a motion to approve $10,000 for that. That way.
Is that in stormwater available, Cheryl, right now?
Mhm.
Repairs? You good with that, Sheree? I mean, do you think 10,000 is enough? I don't.
I
I know we
honestly
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know how
I know
much
we
of that
don't know.
flowable foam they're
Well,
gonna
we
have.
haven't
to put
approved
in.
anything, so, you know.
It can't hurt.
10,000's
Up to 10,000.
at least gonna be a part, so I'll go ahead, I'll make a motion to approve up to $10,000 from park maintenance to, you have dry
No,
stormwater, I'm sorry, stormwater maintenance, I'm sorry, real park maintenance. To have stormwater maintenance, from stormwater maintenance to have Drive Pro repair the 3 sinkholes in the resident's yard.
I'll second that.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
May it just say it's a special meeting.
No, I just, my only concern there was, as long as those sinkholes are because of the town, not because of something the resident did.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah, no, they all 3 holes line up. I mean, you literally, here's a catch basin, here's the catch basin, between here and there on top, so it's unfortunate.
One of the things that I think will be interesting, Sheree asked Matt this afternoon, do we need to camera it after Drive Pro's done? And before I could reply, let me answer that, because I remember what happened to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the first thing.
Matt replied and said, absolutely, we'll be
Yeah.
there, be watching, because, I mean, they could have missed, there may be a hole in that pipe. There's some reason the sinkholes are there, I mean, and maybe it is not our fault, but it's just oddly lined up the way it is, so, for sure.
It's very coincidental.
As long as they follow the procedure, we're still getting used to with what's going on in the
Yeah.
village the past, what, year and a half now. It's pretty much a matter of,
That'll let Sheree at least get working on it, since it isn't somebody's yard.
Yeah. But that does raise the question, do we need to put stakes up, or will he put some stakes up in his yard?
I'll be glad to call Brandon tomorrow and tell him we're working on it and offer,
Okay,
if he'd like us to.
all right, thank you, if you would, I appreciate it.
Anything else?
No, sir, I'm sorry. Happy
Sharon?
Easter, everyone.
Just if anybody has any budget info that they, they're ready to send along, feel free to send it to me.
We'll set a budget workshop date at next month's meeting, and we'll do like we have in the past, started early with a little meal of some sort that, get working on it to, please get it to her. Cheryl's about to get into her busy season. Thank you, Cheryl.
Another business.
All right, the second. I appreciate everybody's work as well, and, these meetings are nice to be done in an hour instead of 4. So, with that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Mark made a motion, Bruce seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Sure.
Yes.